Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wangeshi if you're new, and if you're not, thank you so much for coming back. As you can tell from the title, today's video is gonna be an eyebrow, not so much tutorial, but just how I do my brows. If you want your brows to look a bit fleeky and you're looking for like a new routine, maybe you could follow this. I normally do my eyebrows first, but I decided to just do my face first to save on time, do my brows, and then finish the rest of my face. You'll definitely see how everything just comes together in the end. I know I look a bit weird, no brows, no eyes, but yeah, in the end everything will just tie in together and look nice. I like to keep it simple. I just use one tool, and my favorite brow product is this Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. It's got like a really small tip which makes it easy for you to just draw hair-like structures on your brows, and it's also got a spoolie at the other end, so I find this really convenient for me because you can just brush them, do them, brush them, do them, and that's what I do. I'm gonna pull up my sleeves because we're getting to work. My first step is to take my little pencil and because I put on my foundation already, let me get a bit closer. Since I put on my foundation already, I'm gonna clean up my brows with just a little cotton pad. Just wipe off the foundation from my brows. So basically make sure you have no product on your eyebrows before you start doing them, because it just makes it a bit harder to draw on something on top of another product. Brush them upwards like so, and I do my brows myself. I pluck them off myself. So really and truly I've gotten to a point where I really know my eyebrows. If you want to see like each structure of hair or each follicle of hair or each strand of hair, I suggest that you take a bit of soap and just brush them up. If you haven't done that, oh gosh, you definitely need to do that. It makes your brows look so nice. So I suggest that if you feel like you don't really get the shape from brushing them up, take a bit of soap and just brush them, and trust me, it looks nice. I don't do that every day. For me, I just do this simple brush up, but when I'm plucking them, a lot of times I like to put the soap on just to see like the way they actually look. Soap is great. My main reason for creating this tutorial, let me be honest, is that my mom always makes me do her brows. Don't tell her I told you, but she always makes me do her brows, and I'm like, oh, it can get really frustrating. So mom, this is for you. I take my pencil and I draw, I don't know, it's so difficult for me to explain what I'm doing, but I take my pencil after brushing up my brows and I draw a line from the bottom of my brows till the tip of my brows. So I'll just draw a line on the base of them, a continuous line. I suggest doing little strokes at a time just so that it looks a bit more polished, rather than just drawing one line at the same time. So yeah, and then again I will brush them. In this video you're gonna see me brush my brows a lot because I feel like that's the secret to like really good looking brows. So I'm gonna do the same thing to the top. Draw a line. I'm doing small strokes at a time. Okay, so I made a mistake. If you make a mistake, don't worry, because we're going to use concealer to clean that up. Follow the actual shape of your brows. So you're not going to like do something so dramatic, because like I said, we're trying to look for the most natural way to do your brows. So we're not going to do something dramatic. You're just going to follow the shape of your actual brows. Don't go over, or don't create like a crazy looking tail or a crazy looking arch. I feel like the way your brows look is the way you should actually follow the line. But if you like to like create like really high arches, and I don't know, continue doing that. But for me, the way I create like a really natural brow is just following the shape of my eyes, following the shape of my brows, and just adding on rather than creating a whole new shape. I feel like it's easier like that. So once I'm done with like the top line, I like to do the tail of my brow first. So that is the end, sort of like the back, the end of my brow. Shade that in with the same pencil and just fill in where there's gaps. So just like that. And I feel like a really natural brow is when the tail of the brow is darker than the actual front of the brow, so it's almost like a gradient effect. So I like to make this the darkest part of my brow, starting from almost like the arch. So you just fill that in. And I don't like to use really dark pencils. I like to use like a dark brown rather than a black. I feel like a black just makes you look angry, like the angry lady over there with like the really harsh brows. I feel like dark brown does the trick. If you have dark hair, dark brown does the trick. If you have like lighter hair, I feel like just a lighter, like a medium brown would do it for you. But since I have dark hair, I'm going to use dark brown. This is the shade 4.5. I can go up to a 6. I really don't mind, but I just stay away from blacks. So as I get to the front of my brow, I'm still going to fill it in, but very lightly, just because like I said, you always want the front of the brow to be almost natural, and then as you get to the end is like a gradient effect. So what I do is I shade and brush like so many times, just to create like a really natural brow. Go like so, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, but I'm doing it very lightly. And really and truly, I'm done. Just making it look a bit more cohesive. And that's it. That's how I do my brows. It's very simple, very quick. And for me, like, it's the longest part of my makeup application, but it's because I like to clean it up with concealer, but we'll get into that once I do my other brow. Brush them up, draw a line at the bottom. I like to look at my other brow and sort of like make them look not exactly the same, but make them look similar, because my brows are completely different. So I like to sort of like look at how I've done this one and then sort of make this one like this one, because my eyebrows are not even sisters, they're like distant cousins. So once I'm happy with the bottom line, I go on to the top one. I need symmetry. I don't want one to be thicker than the other. I don't want one to be thinner than the other. We need symmetry. So I've also messed up a little on this eye, but I'm not worried because we'll clean that up with concealer. And then fill it in. So like I said, my eyebrows are very different. I feel like this eyebrow needs more work than this one, so that's why I do this one first, so that I'll make this one look like this one. You know, they need to be the same, if that makes sense. Are they looking similar? What do you guys think? I think they look good. Now you can definitely leave it just like this if, you know, that's what you like. but for me, I'm going to clean them up with some concealer. I'm going to start with the bottom of my brow and just carve out the shape, make it look a bit cleaner than it actually is. Makeup Revolution concealer, C12. Put some on the back of my hand like that. Mark 242 brush and put some on the back like so, and clean up my brow. That's something like that. We're going to go to the top of the brow. I'll just stand the brush. I'll use the same brush, and I'll be using the same concealer in the shade C13. And if I make a mistake, I'll just go back with a pencil, keep going back and forth until I get what I like. I feel like I cut off some of the eyebrow. Just a fluffy brush and just blend that. So my last step for my brows is to brush them with brow gel. So I'm just gonna brush them upwards and downwards at the tail. Brush them upwards and downwards at the tail. And guys, that's it.